Hi, this is Carol Tiger. These are my fall recipes. My first recipe is the Three Sisters Soup. The ingredients that I have is 1 onion, 2 garlic cloves, red potatoes, 1 summer squash, 1 zucchini, 1 jalapeno, corn off the cob, or frozen corn. All these items need to be chopped and ready to put in the soup. And the black-eyed peas, you can use the can, but drain the juice. And then your seasonings, the Italian seasoning, cumin, chipotle, chicken broth, and your fire roasted tomatoes from a can. I heat my olive oil that's coated at the bottom that I'm going to use for the soup pot, and I saute my onions and garlic until they're almost tender for a minute or two. Now I'm going to add my bay leaf, potatoes, and the seasonings that I have is Italian seasoning, cumin, chipotle, and a little bit of cayenne. The potatoes need to be diced almost the same size so they'll get done at the same time. After I add the potatoes, I stir the potatoes for 5 to 10 minutes to coat the ingredients with the oil that's already in the pot. I'm stirring constantly for at least the 10 minutes. My next ingredients are the 32-ounce chicken broth. Then I add my 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes. On my jalapenos, I dice it. I take the seeds out to make sure that it doesn't make the soup real hot. I bring the soup to a boil, lower the heat and simmer, cover until the potatoes are tender. And then that's for about 10 to 12 minutes. I take a potato out and cut it in half to make sure that it's done. Now we're going to add blasted ingredients for the soup, and that will be 3 ears of corn, or 1 bag of frozen corn, 1 can of black-eyed peas that is drained, and then the next are the zucchini and the squash. And then after that, we do the salt and pepper or any extra seasoning that you may want to add. After all the vegetables are added to the soup, and if the soup is too thick, you may add some water. Cook until the vegetables are barely tender, at least for 10 to 15 minutes. Cover and simmer. The next dish I'm going to make is hominy and eggs. What you need for your hominy and eggs is 3 cans of hominy, 12 eggs, and a little vegetable oil, and salt and pepper. I heat the oil about 1/4 cup on medium heat. Then I add 3 cans of drained hominy. Right now I will add the salt and pepper and cook it at least for 10 minutes, stirring constantly. Now I'm ready to whisk the eggs and then fold it into the hominy. I don't overcook the eggs. I usually try to make sure that I fold the eggs in all the way around the skillet, making sure that it takes a few minutes to cook the hominy with the eggs. After I fold in all the eggs and cook it and making sure that the eggs are done, and then I put it in a separate bowl because I don't want it to keep cooking in the skillet, and keep it as a breakfast dish or a dinner dish to serve. Final dish is wild rice. The ingredients I have for the wild rice is 1 2/3 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1/2 cup of wild rice, parsley, garlic, and onion powders. In a small pot, I add all the water, butter, and wild rice and seasoning, then bring it to a boil. After coming to a boil, you'll cover and reduce the heat to a low simmer at least 20 to 30 minutes, or until the rice is real tender. Let it stand at least 3 minutes before serving. On the Three Sisters soup, you can add Parmesan cheese or parsley, dry parsley, and that makes the flavor come out a little bit more with all the vegetables that are added to it. And the hominy and eggs was a dish that my mother used to make that I have not seen a recipe for it. It's just what I learned from her that she cooked, which is a real simple dish that can be eaten for breakfast or dinner. And I think that maybe at one time or another it was probably a low income dish, so it was always available. And for the wild rice, I try to cook it where that it's tender, but it takes longer than regular white rice. And you add butter to the wild rice to make it moist. And it has its own seasonings compared to white rice, and just whatever you want to add to it. But oh, thank you for watching all my recipes that Zaro has continued to put out there for me.